people, and welcome back to Komon-Tok. My name is Mohamed Kago. Today we look exclusively on the role of Parliament, how we don't promote at times poverty and corruption in our country. The reason why the ground right is connected to the way the parliamentarians they handle the issue. But before we go further, let's try to understand first what's in a parliament. In a democratic dispensation, Parliament is a symbol of democracy, transparency, accountability, and good governance. Among the many reasons that we make Parliament, we can try to analyze three main things. We'll try to see actually if we parliamentarians they match up to this. The first one now for represent the people and give voice to the voiceless, and secondly now for make law them for we or amend laws that we feel we no longer need, and thirdly now for all the executive arm of government accountable for make them deliver good governance to the people then. So at this point, you will agree with me, say the role of Parliament is highly critical in delivering well-being states in any democratic country. Now, before we go further, I want to take people back to history. Let's make a quick rewind. The current Parliament also today, that's a result of the effort of Dr.Karefa Smart. When Britain finally decided for giving independence, there was a date when on April 27, 1961. Karefa Smart approached the British government for make their April bill a new parliament. Unfortunately, Britain declined. Then he excuse say the time not in we favor for make them do this for me. Alright, so this be forced Karefa Smart and others for approach Israel. This government actually accepts this point. It's okay, we have Salon for build a new parliament. And even the contractors that will build Salon Parliament are Israelis. The original budget was £400,000. And you forget refits, you forget General Assembly, you forget quarters, and you forget offices. Now, just halfway towards this project, some UK business begin inside this project. When we get for force the government for give the contractors waiting Frenchman called carte blanche, spend no check. The contractors they only be able to deliver one phase when at the General Assembly with more than times 2 of the cost. So these are the first recorded corruption in the country. And that's just the tip of the iceberg for more corruption for camp. So if you see the parliaments they engage in rapid and massive corruption, not until they begin. When people enjoy one parable, they can say, no look who you for don't look who you bucket fit. Alright, fast forward to present. Now let's try to analyze, actually let's see if the 3 things that we mentioned above, then people are they reach to they match up to this at all. The first thing we'll talk about representation. I will tell me people with certainty, with confidence, this is not stubborn fact for say probably more than 90% of parliamentarians will get under then they for promote themselves, for represent themselves, represent the political party, they will give them symbol and promote clan-based thinking. What do I mean by clan-based thinking? For promote tribalism, promote regionalism, promote their political party as against the interest of the people. These guys are only there for themselves. Now I will give you a stubborn fact. When this new government came, the president Madabio declared the country as almost broke. So what's the worst economy wherever happen at the country? You know, like it means like nothing on it. All right. Apart from this, when like a worrying announcement, the parliament, notwithstanding this, then go ahead and pass a bill for make them pay the fattest salary ever in the history of Salon, where any parliamentarian don't take. Imagine we don't want a crisis, then just don't kind of power. The average parliamentarian they take more than 36 million euros on a monthly basis. Now I know they talk about all the other benefits there. You know, like they forget them cars will even worth $40,000, $50,000. Convert now to euros are like $500 million. The thing what really hurts me past all now the fact that they even required for give them wardrobe allowance. Wardrobe allowance simply means them for buy for their clothes. You know, like you see. Salon people, we really hate to say because it's not just now wickedness to the highest level. You know, if you don't pay you 36 million euros, so they ask again for make them give money for go buy clothes. When the ordinary man then a street and for they get in for it now wahala. People and they sleep angry. People, someone pass is so gary, someone pass it put palm wine for dry ice. Una they ask me them pay una XX and another tap them for even give una money for go buy clothes. Who's on office the police money? Now the same taxpayers' money, the same consolidated fund, where government for take put in poverty alleviation projects, then I didn't take them, pay them because it don't become a law. The same only way government for take put on job creation, and then they take them, pay them. So if you see the gun drive, if you see tanga, if you see misery, if you see poverty, these are the results of the work of the parliamentarians, and they don't contribute heavily. Now look on to the second part. We say they form parliament for make laws and for we and amend laws and for we. And I can tell now with certainty, probably most people I don't know say nearly all the private investors they can at the country, all the companies, and before they do any operation in the country, they must definitely get the blessings of parliament. Why? Because now they are the lawmakers there. But I can tell you again, these are other stubborn facts. These guys, most of the time, they negotiate on behalf of the country, not for themselves. I'll give you a clear example. If you read the Mines and Mineral Act of 2009, you go cry for saloon people. You go ask really if now representative people and then do this. In the act, if the company they oblige them for pay 3 to 6%. Multi-million-dollar companies and they pay only 3 to 6%. Where me never hear this and never say any side. And not happy. And even the corporate social responsibility, where like a big company, whatever any side they operate, the environment, then for support development, they're not only accountable. Why? Because these people, whether they can, the investors, they don't do their research. They're not stupid. They don't know how parliamentarians will operate. They don't come in there, bribe everything, and I make it finance only the table their agreements and they for rectify them before remember they don't pass. Let some civil society not put by them. And some of them again then get the CEOs, the top CEOs, and direct line. Then they give them the kickbacks by sending them brothers and family for go work. So then for the okay, you understand? Okay. I'll add you another connection here. Sierra Leone mining company, SL Mining, according to government, and they make $23 million monthly, and it allowed for pay only by law 400,000. Even though SL Mining denied this, they're saying 11 million in the day, but then they pay 1.3 million to government. It's still the disparity, difference is huge. Why? Because we parliamentarians are the hands are tied. Because not stuff there, bribe, you don't take bribe, so they're not going to negotiate in good faith. Then they always negotiate in a position of freakness. Then they negotiate for low get more revenue compared to the manner in which these people and the exports with minerals and out, the quantity and the global price reflects, so that make me to not they suffer because it doesn't reflect. Now, according to one survey in 2014, Columbia University and the Art Institute of Columbia University also then discovers that now 180 mining companies that in the operating in the country. Salon alone 180. And some they're on the prospect of they prospect but they mine. During then they cover 70% of the entire country, meaning that they're almost everywhere. But it's funny to the point that they reflect to be they say why we not they get job. If we get 180 by a very small country like the 7 million people, okay, if we get 180 companies and they operate, I believe say 60% of the people there, or 70% then forget job. But not to say we're not able to get them job here. But just like I mentioned, we parliamentarians always then they negotiate in the rivers. Why? Because the clear fact. So if you not get job, if you're sitting in the tranga, this is my clear fact. Another point again under the same parliamentarian why they create parliament now for check the activities of the executive arm of government. Now, most of the policy where the executive arm of government they must therefore solicit the blessings of parliament. This by law. Now, for example, if the executive arm of governments, the cabinet, the minister, the president, they want by the motorcar, they get for parliament, you understand? And most time parliament they approve. If you check the motorcar, the way them brother they use, Each of them, some of them cost $40,000, $50,000, even more, you understand? I'm not saying that the top officials work a go. No. Whether it's a lot be reasonable. If you take $50,000, you buy motor car, whether like $500 million loans, you understand? They motor car now, then they drink fear, you understand? Who's how they pull their money? Now the same consolidated fund. That money when for take them create job, now they take them, buy them motor car, and then they sit. Then they sit down at them motor car, no cack, as if to say we are first world. Them motor car that when they right now in them first world country politicians, you understand it? Political figure in right. And it's not just reasonable. For me, I see like now wickedness. Because we can get to part, there's a cut it close according to his size. Now so people can see, you know, we not go do waiting for say like other people like job they go for Falamakata away and we get to burning issues there. So these are one clear, and Parliament clearly they support this mess. You understand? Another point for the much talk about impressed. Now, few months ago, the president sit down with the entire cabinet, then designed a bill for say them for give them permission for use salon money in the form of imprest. The president, the vice president, and the speaker. The Minister of Finance tabled this in Parliament, if not to board intervene, and few MPs, notably Honorable Conte, then definitely who knows what will have happened to the resources. Then pass as a bill. Now the president, because of shame and embarrassment around the country, made enough sign. So imagine if that bill for go through. You know, this are the team we try for talk. If you see the gun drive, if you see Tim Tranga, look at the way politicians in the handle it. You know, this just make, I remember the joke, what we do small one. You know, when God be they make the world, there is a one small corner, one place where get for happen for this year, where God puts too much resources. They put gold, diamond, bauxite, fat as soil. The angel get for ask, God, not a mistake they do so. Why they put too much resources in one small location? And God began for reply. He said, I know the people who are they put there. Even though this is a joke, but some semblance of reality there now. Because if you see the way they suffer, you see the way politicians do, you really know say these are people that are politicians, not a statesman there. Because there is difference between politician and statesman. The difference is that a politician they always see how for win the next election. This now you own target. A statesman they worry for the next generation. How for them for live, how them for go school, how for life for live better. These are the people that we actually are. We're not gonna control. So, my family, if we see we suffer too much than the country, I want them to wake up. While sometimes we come, we sensitize with people. This is at the age of knowledge. You know, ignorance is not choice. Now we all account, we leaders leaders are accountable. You understand? If a parliamentarian not they deliver, they give them more than 70 million every month for deliver at the constituency way for me. I feel like now free money they give them. There is no need for and you vote for the game. We get for be very active. We get for make sure say people they are aware, and we get for tell we leaders them for do the right thing. If we just set months, we allow them for do whatever they take me for granted, then at the end of the day we see the result. Too much violence will take place, poverty will take place, misery will take place, we'll not go get good health facility, we'll not go get social amenities, and like that. You know, the issues and too much will they make we suffer. But if you look at for now just run up, exclusively today, I see the role of Parliament is so significant for punish the people at the point. Whether the contrary reason will make we vote them for. So Atapia me family, I wish you a season greetings. My name is Mohamed Kabo. If you get time now for share, let the message to the next person. Thank you again, once again. Love you.